My aunt accidentally sent me a video of my family calling me a pathetic loser. My aunt mistakenly sent me a video of my family calling me a pathetic loser, when I had been paying their bills for years. She should be grateful, they laughed. I stayed quiet until the next payment was due. My name is Emma, and until a few nights ago, I believed my family loved me. Everything changed with a single notification. I was cooking when my aunt sent me a video. I wiped my hands, picked up my phone, and opened it without a second thought. At first, I thought it was a family thing, an old clip, but then I heard my mother's voice. Emma should be grateful. She'd be nothing without us. My stomach churned. The video was shaky, recorded by accident, but the voices were crystal clear. Emma is a pathetic loser, my father laughed. But at least she's good for something, paying our bills. I gripped the phone tightly. If Emma stops sending money, said my aunt, the very one who had sent me the video, will just make her feel guilty. She's too soft to say no. My body froze. They weren't talking about someone else, they were talking about me. I had spent years helping them, paying their rent, covering their debts, sacrificing my savings just so they wouldn't lack anything. And this was how they talked about me. Suddenly, the video vanished. This message has been unsent. My aunt had realized her mistake and deleted it. I guess she panicked. She was hoping I hadn't seen it. I could have confronted her, but I didn't. I pretended nothing had happened. I wasn't going to react. Not yet. I just sat there, staring at the phone. Emma should be grateful. Pathetic loser. Too soft. I tried to convince myself it was a joke, but it wasn't. And the worst part was, they were right. I had always been soft. I always said yes. How many times had they manipulated me with guilt? My father's temporary rent that became permanent. My brother's tuition, for a university he didn't even finish. My mother's emergencies, which always happened right when I got paid. I justified it all because family helps each other. I didn't think they did it out of love, but that video ripped the blindfold from my eyes. They thought they had gotten away with it because my aunt deleted the message. They probably reassured each other. Don't worry, Emma didn't see it. How wrong they were. I could have confronted them, but what for? They would just deny it, create drama, and in the end, I would be the one apologizing. So I decided to pretend, to let them believe I was still their little bank account, because the next payment was due in a few days, and this time, everything was going to be different. The next morning, my life was the same, but I wasn't. The sun, the coffee, everything was the same, but inside, something had awakened. My mother texted me, "Good morning, sweetie. How are you?" A lie. She never asked that without a reason. And sure enough, a few minutes later, "By the way, the rent is due soon. Can you send it before Friday?" There it was, the same old cycle. I took a breath, looked at the screen, and started to type. My typical response would have been, "Of course, Mom," or "Sorry for the delay," but not this time. I deleted everything and sent a single word. No. I stared at the message for a few seconds before sending it. I put the phone down and waited. 1 minute. 2. "Mom, what do you mean, you can't?" I could feel her frustration through the screen. I had never said no to her before. I didn't reply right away. I took a sip of coffee and let her stew in her confusion. More messages came in. "Mom, this is serious. We're counting on you. You know we have no other option." "Aunt, hi, sweetie. Your mom is very nervous. Is everything okay?" I almost laughed. Is everything okay? Of course it was. Everything was perfect. After years of supporting them, a single "I can't" was enough to send them into a panic. No one asked if I was okay. They never did. It was never about me. I took a deep breath and wrote, I have some unexpected expenses this month. I can't send anything. Sorry. Nothing more. No explanations, no excuses. And I waited. The silence was deafening. For the first time in years, I had told them no. And they didn't know what to do. I saw the 3 dots appearing and disappearing. My mother typing, deleting, typing again. I could picture her, furious, trying to figure out how to manipulate me. Finally, her reply came. Unexpected expenses. What could be more important than your family? There it was. Guilt, their favorite weapon. I didn't reply. A minute later, another message. You know your brother can't pay the rent. If he gets evicted, it'll be your fault. Dad is worried too. The classic brother card, followed by the low blow. We raised you, Emma. We took care of you when you had nothing. This is how you repay us. I clutched the phone. When I had nothing. They never took care of me. I paid for my own studies. I worked 3 jobs to get out of that house, and as soon as I had money, they latched onto me like leeches. If I ever had nothing, it was because they took everything from me. The phone vibrated again. Aunt, sweetie, don't do this. We're family. Your mother is just upset. Send the money and everything will be fine. Fine for whom? I put the phone down. My heart was pounding. I went to the kitchen, drank a glass of water, and looked at the clock. I felt something inside me break and release at the same time. For years, I feared they would hate me if I stopped paying, that they would turn their backs on me. But now I understood. They had never loved me. They loved what I gave them. And the day that stopped, they would show me who they really were. Another message. Dad, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is unacceptable. You're being selfish. This family needs you, and you're acting like a spoiled brat. Grow up and do the right thing. And there it was, the final mask falling off. The sweetness was gone. The pretense was over. All that remained were the demands. I stared at the phone, feeling the pulse in my ears. Then a new notification appeared. A voice message from my aunt. My hands trembled. Something told me this audio would change everything. I hesitated for a moment, then pressed play. Her voice was sharp, annoyed. Emma, listen. I don't know what game you're playing, but this isn't funny. Your mother is losing her mind, your father is furious, and honestly, I don't blame them. You were always a little ungrateful, but this is beyond selfish. I felt a knot in my stomach, but I forced myself to keep listening. You have a good job. You earn more than any of us. You don't even need that money. Meanwhile, your family is struggling. And what do? You wake up one day and decide you don't care about us anymore. She let out a bitter laugh. You owe us a lot, Emma, after everything they've done for you, the sacrifices, giving you life. And now you just walk away, pretending we don't exist. What kind of daughter does that? She exhaled sharply. I thought she was done, but her voice turned colder. If you want to be that kind of person, go ahead. But don't expect them to forgive you. Don't expect to come crawling back when you realize how much you need them. Because once you cross this line, there's no going back. The message ended. I sat in silence, my thumb hovering over the replay button. My ears were ringing, my hands numb. I should have felt scared. I should have wanted to fix it. But I didn't. I felt calm, free. She had just confirmed everything. They didn't love me, they didn't respect me, they didn't see me as a person. To them, I was just a bank account, an ATM with a name and a face. And the day I stopped giving them money, I ceased to exist. And if I was nothing to them, then it was time for me to stop being nothing. The phone vibrated again. Mom, last chance, Emma. Send the rent. I looked at the message for a long time, then I blocked her. I blocked my father. I blocked my aunt. For the first time in years, I was free. Or so I thought. The next morning, a knock on the door sent a chill down my spine. It was early, too early. The sun was barely up. For a second, I wanted to ignore it. Maybe it was a neighbor, a package, anything but what I knew it was. Another knock, louder this time. I took a deep breath and walked over. I hesitated for a moment before turning the knob. It was my brother, Jason. His face was a mixture of anger and desperation. Wrinkled clothes, bloodshot eyes. Are you serious, Emma? What the hell is wrong with you? I blinked, unfazed. Good morning to you, too. He scoffed, running a hand through his hair. Don't do that. Don't act like nothing's wrong. You blocked everyone. Mom is freaking out. Dad is beside himself. Are you just going to erase us now? I crossed my arms, leaning against the doorframe. I don't know, Jason. Maybe I just got tired of being your piggy bank. He clenched his jaw. God, not this again. I let out a bitter laugh. Jason, I've been paying your rent, your bills, your food, even your stupid gym membership for years. And the one time I say no, Mom calls me a selfish brat, Dad says I'm unacceptable, and you show up at my door like I've committed a crime. He opened his mouth to reply, but no words came out. And don't you dare pretend you care, I added. I saw the video. His face went pale. For the first time, I saw real fear in his eyes. What video? I smiled, but not kindly. You know exactly which one. Jason looked away, uncomfortable, his fists clenched. Look, it was nothing serious, okay? We were just joking. You're overreacting. Joking? My voice was quiet but sharp as glass. You all sat around laughing. Loser. Pathetic. I spat the words back at him. Do you really think I should be grateful for the privilege of paying your damn bills? Do you know what it feels like, Jason? To hear your own family treat you like you're a maid with a credit card? He exhaled sharply and rubbed his face, trying to sound calm. Emma, come on, no. You don't get to, come on, I interrupted. You want money? Get a job. You want someone to take care of you? Find someone else, because I'm done. He stood there, motionless, looking at me with that gaze he always used to make me feel guilty. For an instant, I saw something on his face, something real, vulnerable, but it vanished just as quickly. You don't mean that, he mumbled. I held his gaze without blinking. Yes. I absolutely mean it. His expression changed. The victim mask shattered, and in its place appeared something ugly, resentful. Fine, he spat. You want to be a selfish bitch? Perfect. But don't come crawling back when you realize nobody wants you. He turned and stormed off. I stood there, my chest tight but my back straight, because he was wrong. I did have someone. I had me. I closed the door and let out a shaky breath. Then the phone vibrated. The name on the screen made me laugh humorlessly. Mom. Not this time. After years of living under her manipulation disguised as love, her emotional blackmail, her use of my sense of responsibility to make me feel like I owed her my life, I turned the phone over, placed it face down on the table, and walked away. I was done. Done with being my family's emotional and financial wallet, done with carrying everyone while they didn't even try to stand on their own. Done with the lies, the victimhood, the I need yous that really meant, you do it. No one had ever asked me how I was. No one had ever wanted to know how much it hurt to always be the one holding everyone up. My mother, my father, my siblings, they all acted as if I owed them something, as if my existence was an eternal payment for the sacrifices they chose to make. But not anymore. This time, I was choosing me. The next morning, the silence in the house felt heavier than ever, but I felt no guilt, no regret, only a strange calm, as if I could finally breathe. Until the doorbell rang. I didn't need to look through the peephole. I knew who it was by the way he was knocking. Demanding, with that impatience that always drove me crazy. Jessen. I opened it slowly, without emotion, without fear. Emma, he said, that arrogant tone he thought was irresistible now replaced by something almost pleading. You have to listen to me. I didn't invite him in. I stood in the doorway, arms crossed. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say, Jessen. He blinked, surprised. No, you don't understand. His voice softened, almost desperate. Mom is freaking out. Dad keeps calling me, asking what's going on. They don't know how to fix this. You've cut us all off. You can't just leave us like this. I scoffed, leaning against the doorframe. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was going to keep enabling you? Keep paying your rent, your bills, and pretending everything was fine? No, Jessen, it's over. I don't care how much you, Mom, or Dad beg. I'm done playing the family ATM. His eyes flashed with anger. You act like we've never done anything for you, like we're all just a bunch of freeloaders, right? I didn't flinch. Oh, believe me, I know exactly what I've been to all of you. I've been an ATM, a handout, and I'm sick of it. Jessen's face contorted. You can't just leave us like this. You owe us, Emma. The words hurt, but they didn't break me. They only made me more resolute. Oh you. I've given you everything. I've paid your rent, your food, your bills, while you all sat back and watched me do it. And now you want to talk about owing? He clenched his fists at his sides. You'll regret this. You'll regret leaving us. I couldn't help but laugh. No, Jessen. You'll regret it. Because I'm not the one who needs you anymore. Without waiting for a response, I slammed the door in his face. It felt good, but I knew the drama was far from over. Later that night, my phone buzzed again. I almost didn't want to look, but curiosity got the better of me. It was from my father. Dad, we raised you, Emma. Don't think you can just walk away from everything we've done for you. You're making a huge mistake. Come back. We'll talk about it. We'll fix it. I could almost hear the desperation in his words. I sat there for a moment, the phone still in my hand. I could have ignored it. I could have blocked him, too. But a better idea came to me. I wasn't just going to block them. I was going to make them pay for every lie, for every moment they took me for granted. And I was going to start right now. I stood up, walked to my desk, and opened my laptop. It was time to send them a message they would never forget. So I started typing. I sat at my desk, staring at my laptop screen, my fingers hovering over the keys. I wasn't going to stand by and let them walk back into my life as if nothing had happened. No, I was done being their punching bag. This time, I was going to take control. I thought about everything I had done for them, all the payments I'd made, the bailouts, the times I had swallowed my pride and helped them, even when I knew I was the one losing out. That was over. Now it was their turn to feel the sting of their actions. I opened my email and began to write. First, I gathered all the financial records, every bill payment I'd made, every bank transfer, every check I'd sent over the years to cover their mistakes. It was time to remind them what they had taken from me. I included a note at the top of the email: here is a detailed summary of everything I have done for you over the years. I am done being your safety net. I will no longer be your ATM, and I will no longer let you make me feel guilty for choosing myself. Consider this my final invoice. You don't owe me anything anymore. But you owe it to yourselves to realize how much I have sacrificed. All because I thought family was supposed to help each other, not drain each other dry. Then I attached the receipts, the invoices, and the payment records. But that wasn't the end of it, not by a long shot. I went into the family group chat where they used to keep me on edge with their complaints and endless demands. I scrolled through the messages, reading the ones where they said they needed me, where they guilt-tripped me into helping. Then I did something I hadn't done in years. I replied. You all talk a big game about what you've done for me, but you've forgotten how much I've given up for you. And here's the reality, you never needed me. You just used me. I'm done. This is my last message. Do not contact me ever again. I sent it. The silence that followed was almost sweet. I leaned back in my chair, letting the decision wash over me. For the first time, there were no calls, no guilt trips, no attempts to manipulate me. Their lies and empty promises were over. I was free. But just when I thought it was all over, the phone vibrated one last time. It was Jessen. You're making a mistake, Emma. You'll regret this. Family sticks together. I smiled. That phrase, which once would have made me hesitate, now just made me feel pity. They couldn't touch me anymore. I didn't need them. I had something none of them understood, my freedom. There was no shouting, no dramatic scenes, just silence. But that silence was power. I had taken control without anyone noticing, and that was even better than any revenge. I turned off my phone that night with a peace I couldn't remember ever feeling. I no longer had to keep sacrificing myself for people who never valued it. There was no fire, no drama. Just a solid, almost dangerous calm. I could finally breathe. I could finally live for myself. And that, without a doubt, was the sweetest victory of all. What a story, right? What Emma endured was brutal, but in the end, she did what many don't dare to do. She cut the cycle without scandal, without tears, just with determination. Some might say she was cruel, that she should have given them another chance. Others will think it was the bravest thing she could have done. And what do you think? Was her silent revenge justice, or was it too cold? Leave your opinion in the comments.